Hello and welcome, my name is Charlie Roscoe, and on the weekend just gone I hosted my very first Nurburgring 2.4 hour endurance race. I actually broke the race up into two separate pieces, two 1.2 hour races with a support category race in the middle. The live stream can be seen on my channel already. It's about 4.5 hours long somewhere there, so there's quite a bit to sift through. Now I am making a highlights video of race 1 and race 2, but given that they're 1.2 hours each, it's going to take a long time to go through and edit that. It's something I'm hoping to get up on my channel next week, but in the meantime, the support category race was a 10-lapper around the Nurburgring GP circuit using GR4 cars. I didn't participate in that, I just commentated over the top, so I thought I'd upload that first so you can watch it. If you are interested in the feature race highlights package, hopefully you do stick around. Make sure you check out my channel sometime next week to see that. But in the meantime, I'm going to pass you over to what was a very good race. I think everybody that participated, or at least most people, had a pretty good time. I certainly had fun commentating it, so hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now. But anyway, we're with line first, is starting on pole. Not a great start. We've had someone stuck on the grid there. Revolver's actually managed to take the lead in the Wilson Security BJR fans. Oh, here we go, turn 1. It's always nervous times. Comfortable lead to line face, not to line face, to Revolver even, line face in second. Moldovic has pinched third. Lethal in fifth, out wide. Let's get some, we have everything. There you go, if I hit circle you can actually see the gears there. Oh, I can hear so Cable and Root maybe just come together a little bit there. Still scrapping it out, Revolver and line face in first. Old Man's got a penalty up in fourth place in the Kmart car, in the Greg Murphy Kmart. Maybe a bit of a corner cut there. And Cable sticks it up the inside. Runs a little bit wide here. Lethal. Ryan looks like he's just going to come in for the overlap if he can get the brakes right. I think Cable actually had to back out of that a little bit. Possibly squeezed a bit by Ryan up against. Oh, Old Man's wide out. Good grief, we've got some loose cars. We've got some oversteer coming out of the hairpin corner at the bottom of the track there. Root is out wide. He's had a spin. No good. No good, Daniel. That's okay. He's recovered. He'll lose a few spots. Tough time there for Root. That gives Fat Pickles Bro and Daroof the opportunity to jump up. Fat Pickles Bro actually in the BMW, one of my favourite GR4 cars. Work our way back up. We'll go down to the bottom and work our way up. So we've got, looks like we've got Electric Jelly, and so just so that those people racing, if you're still listening to the stream, there are two people stuck on the line. Unfortunately, the bug still exists, which leaves people on the grid. So we've lost two people there straight away, which is no good. As the leaders come through, I might just watch on this, make sure everyone sticks to the left. It's ghosted anyway, as Lineface proves, as he drives through him. Looks like we've got a bit of intensity up here with Cable on Old Man. He's got the run in the big Corvette. It's got the grunt down into turn 1, and Old Man's just going to have to take that. It's actually bunching up a little bit here. Hippie in the brightest car on the face of the world. The Playboy Ferrari there. Bunching up a little bit. It's good midfield pack. Good midfield pack. We'll go up forward and see what's going on. Moldovic up to third now, with a penalty looming over his head. Not sure how long the penalty is going to be, but he's there or thereabouts with Revolver. Only a 1.2 second gap back from line to Revolver, and a further 1.2 to Moldovic. So things keeping fairly close up front on lap 2. Just watching the fuel burn and tyre wear there. Moldovic actually looking racy. He's just cut probably 3 or 4 tenths on Revolver, so he is on his way. With a penalty, I don't know how long it is, starting to form a bit of a gap behind him. 3.3 seconds now back to Ryan in 4th place. Magnificent looking Red Bull livery though, I have to say. And is that a matte black colour?
Yep.
It does work very well. Still very, very tight between 5th, 6th and 7th. You've got Cable leading the way by just 8 tenths of a second. In fact, it looks like Hippie has just made a move on Old Man there to take 6th place in the bright pink Playboy car. Now, I used to know what change view was, but it may not be working now. No, it's not. The change camera views aren't doing anything. That's okay. So as we work our way back, old man still in 7th place. It's tight there through the middle though, from 5th all the way back to 8th at Fat Pickles Bro. Oh, very sideways in the BMW. Hangs on to it. Very sideways. You can see how close that midfield pack is, and in fact, DeRoof is only just behind in 9th place. But then there is a bit of a gap back to people that have probably had a few little dramas. So Route 158 there, a bit of a lonely race. He's 9.6 seconds behind DeRoof in 9th, but he's also 11 seconds in front of Mubrio, if I'm saying that right. Looks like he's got a couple of penalties on board. And we've actually had plenty of people drop out of the race, because we did start with 15 of 16. We're down to 11 now. But Moldovic really on the climb. Actually got the fastest lap of the race so far with a 2:06.281. And only 3/10 now behind Revolver. Both of them have a penalty. Unable to see how long it is, but I'm glad that Polyphony Digital actually added this feature in, because it means as a competitor, if you're coming up behind someone that has a penalty, you can expect them reasonably. Oh, it's tight there. It's tight. Moldovic just shoving his nose hard up the inside of Revolver there. Could have been a big incident, but luckily enough he backed out of it and allowed Revolver to punch up the hill. You can tell it's a front-wheel drive. Have a look at that tyre wear for Moldovic. The rear tyres are almost untouched. The fronts, however, are quite a long way down. Almost a third worn, I'd say. And he's wide. That gives Ryan, who's just starting to build his race here, starting to find some form as well. Only 1.4 seconds back from Moldovic now. So the red Lambo looks good, and so does Ryan. Actually, Moldovic has just had a big incident. I don't know what's going on here. Serving his penalty, I would imagine. But that has put him... It was looking racy, full of form, and still has the fastest lap of the race. But unfortunately, having served those penalties, he's going back to 8th position. So he's going to have to rebuild over the next 7 laps. But there's a pit stop to come, so there's plenty to go. 5 times tyre wear and 5 times fuel wear. Is Moldovic doing every race, Chris? I don't know, but I think anyone who does the trifecta tonight deserves a pat on the back, because it's going to be very tough going. 2.7 seconds he's got to catch up to DeRoof, who has marched away from Old Man a little bit. And then there is a bit of a gap though, 5.4 seconds up to Cable in 6th place, where the pack still exists, and it looks like we've got Fat Pickles Bro may have got a little shove there. Didn't quite catch that in time, but I tell you what, whatever's happened, massive tyre wear there. Lap 4, he's half worn down on the front left, but that has put him way back. So not sure if that was just if he outbraked himself there. It looked like he may have copped a little bit of a nudge. And we've ended up with a pretty large pack. Old Man back in 9th place. You got Root in 8th, Fat Pickles Bro. So tyre wear started to become a massive issue. The front wheel drive cars, especially, you can see Old Man here in the front wheel drive Mazda, over half worn. Those tyres have got to be feeling pretty average at this point, but the rear's almost untouched, so plenty of wear there. Moldovic starting to in fact, Moldovic is on the climb, still looking race, he's still looking quick. He's pulled away, caught up to DeRoof, and in fact I think he's going to go up the inside here. DeRoof's just giving him a bit of racing space. Good clean racing there. I don't think there was any contact in the end, and he's tucked in behind. That's good racing by those guys. Oh, we do have contact up here, though, with Cable. It looks like he might have just bounced Moldovic out wide. I don't quite know what happened there. But it looks like he might have just given Moldovic a bit of a helping hand to go out and have a bit of a look. Not entirely sure. Bit of aggro there in the chat. No need for that, guys. Let's just get on with the racing, eh? Meanwhile, though, let's go up and check out how Ryan's going. Mate, you're up to 3rd. You're looking racy. Your tyre wear is better than most of your competitors. You're catching Revolver that has a penalty. You could be on for a win here. As I take a sip of beer, yeah, just sitting back there, actually, you're looking fairly racy. The question is now, when are people going to start to think about pitting? There's plenty of fuel, so I think if people have managed their fuel a little bit, you won't need to refuel, or at least not very much. Tyre wear is becoming an issue. The Lambo's looking good. As we go up to Revolver in the Lancer, you can see his front left really starting to suffer now. Traction's got to be a bit of an issue, or understeer, I'd imagine, is his main issue. And line face. Let's check out the leader. Oh, good tyre wear, good fuel burn. This is going to be a tough race. Line face looking exceptionally strong here. Not pushing too hard. Not gapping the guys behind him. But he just looks smooth. He looks comfortable. That tyre wear is probably race winning at this point. The fuel burn's good. I reckon Lionface could be on for no pit stop here. Revolver, I think he's not going to have a choice in the matter. He's going to have to pit for tyres. That front left is absolutely rooted. Speedy Chicken has thrown Lion a big compliment there, saying that he's a bit of an alien. So I reckon he's just controlling the pace. I reckon he looks good for no pit stops. It's going to be a tough one to beat. And I don't think Ryan's going to be able to... don't think Ryan's going to be able to do much about it either. And I've got to ask at this point, Moldovich and Cable, just to both, please calm down. We don't need any of this stuff. There you go, Cable's left the room. It's all in the name of a bit of fun. So you followed Revolver into the pits there, Ryan. If you can take on less fuel, although you're going to struggle. Your fuel burn's about the same, maybe a little bit worse than Revolver's. Lionface, I think, is going to be tough to beat here. I reckon he's going to get away with no pit stop whatsoever. He's still running the softs, but so gentle on those tyres, not even halfway burnt through the fuel, so almost certainly going to the end. It's going to be about who comes second place as they come out of the pits. Ryan, you've actually dropped a bit of time there. I reckon you've had to take on a bit more fuel than Revolver. And you can see this big middle pack has just come into the pits. Old Man leading DeRoof, followed by Fat Pickles and Root, and then you got Hippie Heat as well. So coming into the back end of the pit stops here. But as they leave, it looks like Root is going to get the advantage and come out in fourth place, 21 seconds behind Ryan. So having pitted there, I reckon we've got Lionface comfortable out in front for the win with just 4 laps to go. 3.5 seconds actually separates Revolver and Ryan, so you got a lot to do, my friend. You're going to have to push on very hard if you want to catch him. But the mid-pack here is where it's all at. Brute looking comfortable, a little bit wide there. But looks like he does have the pace. The Toyota actually looking good to be one of the leading cars. He looks comfortable. Tyre wear, fuel burn looks good. He's taken on, I'd say, almost no fuel. And I think Old Man's going to be pushing DeRoof. Only 7/10 of a second between them. Old Man in the Greg Murphy Kmart Commodore themed Mazda. I was going to say he's actually catching DeRoof there, down to half a second. Fat Pickles, bro, also keeping up the pace. Oh, he's right up under brakes there. So DeRoof just struggling on brakes, I'd suggest. Chris, the V10 is thirsty. I'd imagine you're right. So this is probably one of the primary battles we've got at the moment. As we work our way down, we've got Old Man just hounding DeRoof here. It's going to be a good one to see who comes out on top here. Germany versus Australia. You got Fat Pickles, bro, closing in down to only 6/10 of a second. So these three are very much sticking together. Germany versus Australia versus England. And in fact, even Hippie here looks to have just regathered. He's 2.1 seconds back. By no means out of it. If the three in front of him start battling and scrapping and carrying on, it's going to bring them back to the pack. We'll keep an eye on Hippie. Oh, he's hit a cone there. Skittled a few cones. hasn't seemed to have slowed him down. In fact, he's gained nearly half a second on the three in front. So if those three battle too hard, looks like Deroof's come out of that not the best, and he's in fact dropped behind Old Man and Fat Pickles, and he's now got Hippie all over him. So good battle in the middle sector here. Just 3 laps to go now. My beer is finished, and I wish I had a second one, but I have another long distance race to go. Old Man has come unstuck. I wasn't on board. I don't know if he got a little shove, a little bit of helping hand there. But unfortunately, that has taken him out. Plenty of a gap over Moldovic there, 18.6 seconds back, so no risk from behind. But unfortunately for him, I'd say with 3 laps to go, he's out of that race for what is essentially 6th. But Hippie still breathing down the back of Deroof, who's actually just dropped. Oh, he's out wide on the gravel, managed to hold on to it, which is good. Pickles, though, really starting to push Root. Only one. In fact, it looks like he might be going for an overtake. No, he backs off. Although Root's out a little bit wide here. A bit messy, actually, through the chicane. Pickles looks racy, and he looks like he's got the pace to get this done. The long drag down the straight. Pickles has got it done under power. Good leap out of the last turn. He's got the inside line. He could run wide here. Ooh, a bit of a touch from Root. Kept it clean, but it was a bit of a nudge there. Root desperate to get back in front before Pickles has a chance to actually pull away. And we've got Hippie also gone in front of Deroof, I can see back there. And we might have to check on the front 3 because, as you can see there, Ryan has now got the fastest lap of the race with a 2:05.8, so he's taken a fair chunk. Unfortunately, with 2 laps to go, he is still 3 seconds back from Revolver. And Lionface still very comfortable, only 5 seconds out in front. Taking it easy, making sure. He's got plenty in hand. His tyres still look untouched. I don't know how he's even doing that. But he's just running at a pace. Like, obviously, he didn't have to pit. Oh, he did pit. Okay. Okay, good. I missed that. I was going to say, the tyres look like new. Fuel burn is good. But still looking fairly comfortable. Revolver is getting it done. Tyre wear starting to hurt. Front left there, down to half. Ryan's actually got better tyre wear on the Lambo. If you can build a bit of pace up, although you've just dropped back to 3.5 seconds, so that's going to make it tough. Keep fighting though. You've got just 2 laps to go. Pickles has actually managed to pull a 1.6 second gap back to Root, who still looks to be... Oh, he's got a bit of a penalty, so that could be interesting at the end to see if he can hang on to 5th, because Hippie is starting to build. His tyre wear on the rear is worse, but the front is actually a little bit better than Root, so... And with the penalty, he might not even have to overtake. He might be able to finish on the boot latch of Root and get it done, but Deroof has not given up. He's dropped back a few positions, but he's still there or thereabouts. Interesting, the different lines there. You can see the tyre wear just starting to kick in, a bit of understeer. Everyone's out wide there, Root, and then Hippie followed him out, Deroof as well. So everyone's taking that very, very wide line. I reckon understeer is starting to become a bit of an issue. But only half a second back from Root, and as I say, may not even need to overtake. Simply finishing right behind him might nearly be enough. I think at this point, Pickles now out to 1.7 second gap. He's looking pretty good to defend that. 2.2 seconds now. He's really just got to manage that gap He's a long way off Ryan, but if he can manage about a 1.5 to 2 second gap for the last 2 laps, he's going to be coming home comfortably with 4th place, I'd suggest.
A few great little battles.
There is, yeah. The mid-pack battle's been fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
And it's not over. It is not over. It looks like Root might have just run. He did run wide. It gives Daroof a chance, who's out wide in the NSX. Root is on the gravel. That's going to... Oh, it's loose. It is loose. Daroof is going to go all the way around the outside here. And that's going to give him the inside line, which is going to be enough. I think, in fact, Root might have just run a bit wide at the previous corner, maybe trying to break from the outside line, not being able to move to the inside, with Daroof being parked right where he wanted to be. And with just 1 lap to go, I think finally we've got some gaps starting to settle down. We've still got Moldovic versus Old Man here. Moldovic has got the pace down the straight. Old Man's front left tyre absolutely shagged at this point. How's Moldovic's? Yeah, definitely in better stead. That has got to be an uncomfortable, difficult car to drive at this point for Old Man. Although Moldovic out wide gives Old Man a sniff. It could still be on. But as we work our way down, more out there, just getting out of the way of traffic, which is good. Good to see. In fact, we'll work our way back up as we get towards the climax of the race, as you were. Old Man certainly hasn't given up on Moldovic, but yeah, you can see they're just struggling to turn it in, and I'm not surprised. Dirty old licorice straps is all those front tyres are good for at this point. A little bit up the road, you've got Root there, who's 3.7 seconds back from Daroof, who's now 4.6 seconds back from Hippie. And in fact, Lionface has already crossed the line for a very comfortable win by 18 seconds. Absolutely smashed it. Didn't even look at any point like he was struggling there. So congratulations to Lionface. Revolver pushed to the very end with a penalty from Ryan. Let's see if Ryan can get close enough. He's trying to serve his penalty. He's actually shaken that penalty. No, Ryan's got him. Ryan has got him on the line to take 2nd place. Obviously, the penalty for Revolver was a little bit too big, because actually Ryan's won there by 0.7 of a second. So congratulations to Ryan for a 2nd. Revolver, a well-fought race. Penalty, unfortunately, puts you back to 3rd. And then we've got a bit of a gap back to what was the start of the mid-pack battle. In fact, Hippie has pushed on and nearly caught Fat Pickles at the very end. So very close between 4th and 5th there. Daroof crosses the line in 6th place. Not too long after, we've got Root coming. Moldovic still there or thereabouts, but I think Root's gonna, if he doesn't stuff up the final turn, and he's going to cross the line in 7th place. Moldovic in 8th. You've got Old Man who, look at that front left tyre. There's nothing left. There is a slither of white. That would have been disgusting to drive on. Absolutely horrendous. And then Morio crossing the line for 11th. Everyone else was a DNF or did not complete. Look at that. Fantastic victory from Lionface. I don't even think he was pushing too hard there, but congratulations. You've comfortably done that. So well done all. Well done for everyone taking place.